Taking notes used to be so simple. You would take out a sheet of paper, grab the nearest pen and get to writing. Then a bunch of nerds got involved and started inventing things. And that's when the whole note-taking got complicated. Suddenly we had to choose from literally thousands of apps to just take basic notes. When it comes to note-taking, there are an overwhelming amount of options to choose from. But in this video, we are going to focus only on those apps that have an option to self-host and are free for personal use, even though they may or may not be open source. We are going to take a look at a list of apps with a certain criteria in mind and compare their functionalities and pain points. One thing to keep in mind is that the list is not in any particular order. So, without any further ado, let's get started. The first app we are going to take a look at is Joplin. Joplin is a free and open source note-taking app designed with simplicity in mind. The first version of Joplin was released in 2017, and since then it has gained a lot of attention. It allows users to create and organize notes, to-do lists, and other type of information. It also includes features like tagging, searching, and synchronizing data between different devices. Joplin uses a Markdown format for notes, which makes it extremely easy to port your notes across different formats. Joplin also offers Joplin Cloud, which is a paid service. It offers cloud sync so that all your notes are synchronized and made available on all your devices. Joplin can be self-hosted as well. This means that you can install the software on your own server rather than using a cloud-based service. This gives you more control over your data and allows you to keep your notes private. Self-hosting Joplin requires you to have some level of technical knowledge, as you will need to set up and maintain your own server. But this is relatively straightforward if you are already familiar with setting up your personal server. Moreover, there are tutorials out there that can help you set up Joplin. Joplin offers numerous features like dark mode, markdown styling, and plenty of third-party plugins to improve your note-taking experience. When it comes to negative aspects, Joplin's free version is quite limited. If you want to use more storage, you either have to self-host or buy a subscription. Another aspect of Joplin that makes it relatively unusable for me is that Joplin creates its own database, which means that the notes you create have weird hash names, which makes it very painful to migrate to another app. Overall, Joplin maintains a very good balance between usability and complexity and is an app worth taking a look at. Before we proceed further, consider subscribing to this channel if you are interested in self-hosting and open source related news. We will be adding continuous updates to this channel. Creating notes is an exercise of putting your thoughts into words, and everyone thinks differently, so note-taking demands a lot of flexibility. Obsidian is the most flexible note-taking app out there. In software, flexibility usually means that a tool can adapt according to your needs, but that also means that the learning curve is quite steep. If you need a note-taking system to work exactly the way you want and don't mind taking the time to get there, Obsidian is the app you are looking for. Obsidian is completely free for personal use. It offers 3 price tiers. With free, you can still use most of the app and there is no note size limitation like Joplin. However, if you want to use it for commercial work, you must buy the commercial version of the app. One important aspect of Obsidian is that it is not an open source app. Therefore, you should pay attention if you are concerned about your privacy. Obsidian offers various packages. One of the best features of Obsidian is that it uses Markdown files and syntax for creating notes. This gives extreme flexibility and portability. Tomorrow, if you want to migrate to some other note-taking app, you can just copy the directory and voila, you are ready to go. There is no vendor lock-in when it comes to notes itself. Obsidian offers several ways to organize your notes. A panel on the left shows your files and folders. You can also navigate Vault using File Explorer or Max Finder or whatever file browser you use. Any changes you make on the desktop are reflected in Obsidian in real time, but the real magic comes from the links. Obsidian thinks of it as a personal knowledge base rather than just a note-taking app. Each note can be linked to other parts of the content to make a complete story rather than individual chunks of information. Let's focus now on not so good aspects of Obsidian. We have already discussed that it is not an open source app. Another point which comes to my attention is that there is no support for multi-user environment. Multiple users cannot make edit at the same time. Also, the UI can be a bit off-putting for some users. The Notes Explorer is quite old-fashioned and it can be quite difficult to find the note you are looking for if you don't use the search feature. Also, there is no support for handwritten text, which would be a nice addition for some people who are used to writing manually. Overall, it's a very good option if you want flexibility and customization for your notes. The next app on our list is Trilium. Trilium is what you get when you merge note-taking and knowledge base in one app. Trilium is a free and completely open source app for note-taking. It is written in JavaScript and offers a lot of features that the other apps completely miss. When you look at it, it is far more closer to a knowledge base compared to all the other apps that we have discussed so far. With Trilium, you can create Markdown files, embed PDF and other files into your notes, and even view PDFs within your notes. This feature becomes really handy when you want to refer to something in another document. Trilium supports what you see is what you get ideology. Similar to Microsoft Word, you can create your tables, embed images, and do so much more within just one note. Trilium provides a nice overview of all your notes in block form. You can easily navigate your notes with Trilium. In addition, Trilium supports LaTeX format, so you can format your text nicely if it includes any mathematical expression. Similar to Obsidian, Trilium also allows you to create linked notes and define relation between the notes. This can be very helpful when understanding a very complex topic. Trilium supports seamless versioning of notes by storing snapshots of notes at regular intervals. Trilium is an offline-first note-taking application. When you use the desktop application, all the data is first stored locally, but you also have an option to set up a synchronization server. Trilium offers great security and you can set up encryption up to a very granular level. You can even encrypt just one note if you want. Trilium also supports scripting and REST API, so you can automate your workflow as well. When it comes to features, there are very few apps that come close to Trilium. However, since Trilium is developed by a very small team, it is lacking in some aspects, especially the user interface and user experience. It is not very pleasant to look at, but what it lacks in UI, it makes it up in functionality. Personally, I have used Trilium for some time and absolutely loved it. If you want a simple, feature-rich and free note-taking app, Trilium is worth a try. If you are looking to build a knowledge base in an online book format, BookStack is the app you are looking for. BookStack is an open source and self-hosted option for organizing your knowledge and learnings. Simplicity has been the top priority when building BookStack. The page editor has a simple what you see is what you get interface, and all your content is broken into 3 simple groups. Similar to real world, there are books, chapters and pages for organizing your knowledge and learnings. One of the great features of BookStack is that it's completely searchable. You are able to search at a book level or across all your books, chapters or pages. The ability to link directly to any paragraph allows you to keep your documentation connected. BookStack is very configurable. All the configuration options allow you to set up BookStack to suit your own needs. You can change the name, logo or registration options. You can also change whether the system is publicly viewable or not. The page editor within the BookStack has drawing capability built in, allowing the quick and easy creation of diagrams within your documentation. Overall, BookStack design is very opinionated and not everybody likes the concept of organizing your notes in this way. However, from the perspective of note-taking, it is still a very usable note-taking app. The line between the personal knowledge base and a simple note-taking is shrinking quite rapidly. Once you start your note-taking process, it quickly transforms into a personal knowledge base for many of us. This is where Wiki.js comes into play. Its intuitive interface makes documentation very easy. The admin area allows you to manage all aspects of your wiki. Wiki.js runs on a lightning-fast Node.js server which is designed with speed in mind. You can customize the appearance of your notes, including a dark and light mode. It is very easy to set up. Within minutes, you will be up and running. It provides extensive documentation for all platforms. You can set your wiki to be public, private, or a combination of both. Wiki.js intelligently makes use of all available resources, no matter if it's running on a tiny Raspberry Pi or a high-end virtual machine on the cloud. Wiki.js has a built-in search engine which helps you to look for all your files or documents you are looking for. It comes with a rich set of features and works smoothly on different systems and environments. It provides feature-rich developer tools as well. Developers can integrate Wiki.js with any existing system, and they can build modules and create custom themes for it. With a simple user interface, Wiki.js offers a smooth user experience for all team members. It does not require a steep learning curve as it provides multiple editing options with its built-in editors, which include Markdown, what you see is what you get editor, HTML editor, and wiki text. For note-taking, you often need to work with different versions until the final version is ready. Here we come to the most important feature of this wiki engine, a streamlined revision control system to ensure team productivity. Like all other decent wiki engines, Wiki.js takes a good care of media assets with the simple yet powerful media manager that is built to manage countless images and media files with a smooth workflow that starts from uploading till inserting it into the content page. As search functionality is an essential part of any note management system, a basic full-text functionality is a built-in feature for Wiki.js. You can search for files, code, or assets within seconds. With that, we come to end of our video. There are a few other apps that are worth checking out, but due to time constraints, they haven't been covered in this video. This includes Notable, Notia, VS Code with Markdown and Syncthing, and Standard Notes. Check those too if they suit your needs. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to our channel to stay up to date. With that, I'm going to sign off and see you in the next video.